comes down. She says, Jesus, I'm at work and I can hear her talking back at the house. D. Simone had to witness the type of house that woman lived in. Her roof should have been some shade of pink. Maybe not a bright, a brilliant, or an obnoxious pink, or even a cashmere pink, right? It's different types of pink. You can per se have a cashmere pink. You can per se have a salamander pink. You can have a hot pink. You can have a fuchsia pink. Something like that. But her, I'm calling it a roof, if you want to call it a roof, but she might, hey, hey, Vi, she should have had two roofs on that house. One roof should have been at the very top, and she should have had a second, like a duplex type of roof, and underneath the roof was that woman's driveway. That's what the fuck, that I said. I work like I've been working. What? I'm almost 200 motherfucking years old. Talk some shit to me. I said that woman has 5 sisters. Okay? We were trying to figure out their looks, but if I can't secure 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, I can't even deal with Charlie's Angels right now. I'm on 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The fifth one is on a different sequence. The woman had to have black sisters. I can't count Heather because that's my child. But the little light skinned girl who lived on the level 1, they said she's gonna take a heart attack. She's not gonna believe that's the same child. That girl delivered and she caught up. And I can remember it because she had a uniform. What was her uniform? Come on. Her uniform was the red dress. Okay. And she had on a blue windbreaker. That was her uniform. She would have to lay on me to check and see what would I tell my daughter to do in this situation here, since she cannot be raped blind the way they raped me and tried to mutilate and destroy my body parts is basically what had happened. This is the advice that I'm going to give your yellow ass, your beige is the white ass, whatever color the ass that's supposed to be. This is the advice I'm going to get. Wait, let me look at you again. Okay, this is what I'm going to tell you. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And in the beginning, the earth was without form. And he who has control as Speaker of the House has Speaker of the House ship. It's something like that, just as simple. And then that person becomes an entity, a 5-wing propulsion jet. Okay, meaning carrying, fueling 5 women up to 8 women, has dominion over all things. Okay, that means black, that means brown, that means yellow, that means beige is the new white, whatever other colors there are. It's just as simple. But basically, that's what happened. She says, do you think that they're down there on the job having they're fucking. She didn't say he's fucking me or I'm fucking him. She says, you don't think they're down there fucking, do you? As in, like, we're fucking each other. Sometimes you have to listen to language. What's a fucky? What's a fucker? What's fucking? She says, it's about 6 o'clock. Well, in a minute, it's going to be approaching 6:30. She says, my boys haven't called me and said, Mom, pick us up from work. Okay, so she comes downtown. I don't know where. It might have even been on the north side of the city, for all I know. But there were glass doors down there. Ricky and I had drafting tables. The drafting tables was over to the right. Quite frankly, it felt like a Siskel and Ebert type of setup where maybe one of us was against the wall, right, and the other one might have been perpendicular. The one to the left, the first one sat straight to the wall, and perhaps the other sibling sat to the left of me, slightly perpendicular. And when she walked in, she says, my God. Okay, the information comes in twice. First, she probably got there around 6:30-ish, And we said, Mom, you know what? We still got to work a little bit longer. We're not doing nothing. We really are here working. She's going to start thinking weird shit like we're fucking. She goes back home. She says, she comes back by around about 9:30, somewhere between 9 p.m. and 9:30. We're both passed out. She says, oh my God. She says, boys, please give me a break. She says, how, in her mind, she's probably like, how bad is this shit gonna be? We're supposed to be off work at 5 o'clock. Right. Normally she probably would have got a call. Everybody else is gone. The whole goddamn company is gone. We're still there working. 6:30. Okay, Mom, come back around 9:30. Well, oh, okay, boys. What she does, she shops during the day. She shops during the day. It was determined that my rate of output was too great. It took another child to complete a single sequence of me. That's just how fucking raw I was. It took another child. And she says, we don't know what we're going to do so far as this other child, but go ahead and start banking the money and we will figure it out later. We did not know. We weren't like, what's reproduction? What's sex do? How do you get children? Where do they fucking come from? We were trying to figure this shit out. So Ricky's there. Ricky had been forecasted, whatever. Just because something's forecasted doesn't mean you're going to remember it at every shifting density. The information can go out, the information can come in. The information can go out, the information can go in. And at that rate, usually it means one of us is up and the other one is down. So when that one is up, she has all of these women who are going to watch her sexual purveyorship, her sexual prowess to make sure she's not doing nothing she's not supposed to be doing. So she's got a lot of people watching that fucking ass. Okay. Next thing I know, she comes back at 9:30. Well, yeah, okay. She says, boys, come on, y'all, get y'all coats. We get our coats on. She loads these big, overgrown, fat, stanky looking, okay, overgrown men, overgrown, young looking men with relatively Pillsbury doughish looking faces. She puts us in the car. We go home. She puts Ricky in the bedroom by herself. Now, I don't know. Her sister could have been there because she needs a little hit of something. She needs a straight up fucking hit of something, just like a fucking bad habit, like a fucking drug. Okay. We are trying to get the shit fixed and solved on our end. Okay. It could have been that somebody was in Ricky's room, but as I remember it, there was not. That could have been a different day, a different time, a different month later on. Ricky's room, like this door here, Ricky's room is to the left. Our room is, well, where it is. She would wipe me down. I would say, you know what? I don't feel like it. I'm really tired. I don't want to do nothing with you, lady. Yeah, you look good, but lady, I don't feel good. I'm tired from work. I said, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep. She says, I'm sleepy. She says, I'm not. So she wipes me down. She does, you know what? She says, are you sure you're going to remember me moving you over here to this side of the room? She moves me to a section where it's right here where this kitchen is and puts me against the wall. What's going on, Vi? She lines me up to the left of the wall and she's giving it to me again. I mean, that's basically what's going on. Ricky, she doesn't give a shit. Ricky is in his room. She doesn't fucking give a shit. Quite frankly, Ricky is passed out. So me and her are like that. That's what the fuck we're doing. Next thing I know, that's about it. But we make an enormous amount of money, okay? And the money all went into what? Something like in the state of the people, okay? So I don't know how much money she's got hidden. That's none of my business. I'm not going to call her up and ask her, okay? Because we've been everything to everybody and each other for all times and forevermore. So, I mean, you know what I mean? They have to have children. The children, the money. What I need? What? Let me see. What do you give a girl like Fräulein Maria? You know, so this is the reality of money. But yeah, So yeah. Well, but yeah, the milk cartons. That's quite a finding. You know, the milk cartons. Okay, the milk positioning where George, the donut man, was also the milkman. It used to be the milk came in glass, one large, whatever I says it is. It might have even been a gallon, a quart, but remember, the whole entire metric system is fucked up. But I used to remember it was a single unit glass bottle, and at that point, it was not my responsibility to pick it up. She would go to the door. She would do it. She probably goes to the door. She's got her white bath. She had a bathrobe on. Okay. Usually, she reached down there, pick it up. She picks it up with her right hand. After that, it became a Pullman porter. The responsibility shifted from the Pullman to the porter, and all you would see was a pale child. Maybe the pale child would go out there and also, without the shoes on, pick up the newspaper, but then first the milk. Okay, it would have been impossible for a slave to show up at the motherfucking front door, talking about they here, to check on and to find out about a motherfucking job. It couldn't have been. Okay. Then the slave would come around. The woman had a service to a porch area. The service in the porch area was to the right. And then eventually she made her way to the back, which is actually the correct positioning for where a slave would have been able to enter the house. Now, we're not talking about, the pale Swedish woman, brown child, who they get a whiff. There's a house slave over there. That's that woman's child. And the woman's child was supposed to be her hired help or her maid, rubbing her feet. They get a whiff, the laggard get a whiff of something brown being in the house. Then they come over, duplicating me, twinning with me. Now the woman has to accept the enemy in her home. Something like that's what's going on. Now, it very well could be that on one or two occasions, the milk had been left on the service porch area just as a test to see. But mostly, the disbursement unit, the way milk appeared in, had been changed. Either because the system gets a flash or a bulletin that planetary descent is going down, or this family is trying to have a child, or glasses keep getting broken and we don't know what to do about it. So they changed the way milk would be allocated to households. It started coming out in a set of, I believe it should have been 6. Then the milk was moved to the back. Okay, for one reason or another, maybe because the enemy is there. The enemy might have been scared to come out on the porch, scared of being shot. So then you have a child who can watch that black laggard maid who is stealing the identity. They can do a clip, and I'm two different people at two different time frames. I'm also the woman's dark brown child who is in the house trapped and afraid, and I've also been that pale child who is overseer of the laggard slave woman who is trapped in that woman's house. Not trapped, but she's there and she won't get the fuck out. So now they have to have a child to watch that woman, the laggard woman, to make sure she don't try and do too much too motherfucking quick. She's scared to be out on that back porch standing without supervision. So then I'm sent out to get the milk, and they can keep testing me for shock, perhaps making sure I'm okay. Next thing I know, the milk cartons start being moving further back, further back, further back. I got to walk further and further and further to bring in that motherfucking milk. And by that time, it's no longer, as I says, in bottle form. It's usually about 6 milk out there. It's a package of 6. It's a 6-pack of milk. It goes further and further. Here I go. The little dress on. I don't have no shoes on. Walk back there. Reach down. Sometime I probably would drag the milk back. Sometimes see what's going on out here. And then sometime I probably would pick it up, turn around, walk back to the house, walk in there and give it to the laggard maid. There's the milk. Something like that's what's going on. Consequently, the milk used to come in a crate. It was some kind of metal or tin plate. And after you were done with it, it had to be folded up a certain way and it was returned back to that milk company. It went back to the milk company and they redid it again. It's a new week. It's been day 6, maybe on a Sunday. Let's say you might have skipped milk. You don't have milk, perhaps maybe on a Sunday, something like that. You just have the orange juice, something like that. It's a church day. I remember milk was 6 days, something like 6 days. Okay, should have came in a, you know, here are the milk bottles you ordered, something like that. They might have came automatic, and then after a while you might have had to put in an order or request form. But at any rate, it's about 15 minutes. I'm gonna stop there.